Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing various new statements brought to us by Ninjago series head writer Doc Wyatt over on Blue Sky. Now, some of these statements are a few days old. I've been kind of sitting on them, and as I keep sitting on them, more statements come out, new things drop that I want to add to this discussion. But now we are finally here talking about several posts, again brought to us by Doc Wyatt over on Blue Sky. These posts involve future plans for certain characters from Dragon's Rising Season 3, some new confirmations about new species that exist in the merged lands and also about the realms themselves, and finally we will end off today's video by talking about some updated information about Jay and his role in the future of Ninjago Dragon's Rising going into the end of Season 3 and even Season 4. So quite a few things to talk about here. Like I said, going to be one of those videos with multiple subjects. Let's start by taking a look at this series of questions. More specifically, question number 7. Do you have any plans for Leafblade in the future? To which Doc Wyatt replies with no spoilers. Which is a classic, vague Doc Wyatt response, obviously not wanting to comment on anything, but I do think, with that being said, Leafblade might have some potential later in Ninjago Dragon's Rising's future. I know that some Ninjago fans have been theorizing that maybe the armor that he seemingly wears is some type of dragon icon. I could totally see that being the case, though dragon icons have more so just been weapons from what we've seen so far. If anything, that could just be Leafblade's version of the dragon horns that various arc dragons possess, the kind that were rather relevant during Season 2 Part 2 from last year, so I feel like Leafblade again could have some relevance if Dragon Ivory or the dragon horns return in some capacity later on. Not sure if his armor is a dragon icon, though that would be a fun twist. Just not sure how likely that is, considering that Lord Ras really didn't seem to care that much about it, so in my opinion, probably not, but I do think that is a fun theory. Next up here, we have this question, wondering if the Dream Guyver and Tentacle Monster from the Cloud Kingdom are from the Land of Monsters, because you said that their realm of origin would be spoiler territory, but would be easily deduced at some point, to which Doc Wyatt replies with yes, they are. So yes, we finally have the confirmation that the Dream Guyver and the Tentacle Monster from the Cloud Kingdom are indeed from the Land of Monsters. The reason why Doc Wyatt gave such a vague answer earlier is probably because, again, they were in the process of making Ninjago Legends Monstrosity and Kai's Monstrous Journey, so he did not want to reveal all of the Land of Monsters stuff prematurely. But now that all of that is said and done, we can now confirm that yes, these monsters are from the Land of Monsters, along with the Star Teeth from Ninjago Season 2, which I think is a nice callback. Just goes to show that if there's any type of monstrous being in Ninjago, chances are it comes from the Land of Monsters. Next up here, Doc Wyatt posted this, not really provoked or anything like that, nobody really asked about this, but he just kind of put out there, the kind of tide folk in Mysterium are called magic tides. So I guess add that to the ever-growing list of tide folk that exist in Ninjago. We have certainly seen several tide folk in Ninjago Dragon's Rising so far, some of which are even elemental masters. So this is just another species to add to the list. I will say though, it is kind of curious that he's just kind of putting this out there. What exactly does this mean? Does this mean that maybe Mysterium will have a bigger role later on? Maybe in Dragon's Rising Season 4? Maybe the magic tides are going to be a part of the season somehow? The tide folk keep on showing up constantly in Dragon's Rising, and while most of us, myself included, kind of find them to be a little annoying, maybe these Mysterium magic tides will finally be a species of tide folk that we can get behind. At least I hope they end up being something like that. Next up here we have this question. Since you stated that the Source Dragons did not create the Land of Monsters, can it be deduced that it's one of the realms that the first Spinjitzu Master created? And if so, why did he create that realm? To which Doc Wyatt replies, no, that cannot be deduced. So what exactly does this mean? Well, I think it is a fair thought process to say that the Land of Monsters might have been created by the first Spinjitzu Master. But according to Doc Wyatt, that cannot be deduced for sure, meaning that it's at least possible, but in my opinion, given what was said here, it's more likely that the Land of Monsters might have been created by someone else. Who else has the potential to create realms? Well, not a lot of people from what we've seen. We do know that Ninjago Legends will be continuing into 2026, probably with more sets and maybe even new storylines, like more shorts possibly, and as such, maybe we could finally get the origins of the Land of Monsters there. Otherwise, we do know that Dragons Rising Season 4 will be talking about monsters at least to some degree, especially following all of the minifigure leaks, which are very much monster related. In fact, we just had that big list of monsters very much hinted at by various leaks out there, so I would not be surprised if maybe this question gets answered in Season 4. Maybe Legends' monstrosity and Kai's monstrous journey was just kind of the build-up to this major monster storyline that would be told in Season 4 of Dragons Rising. Seems possible. Either way, as of right now, it's not confirmed that the first Spinjitzu master created the Land of Monsters. It's possible, but definitely more possible that it was created by someone else or something else. Only time will tell. And lastly here, we have ourselves a plethora of questions involving Jay and Nia and just Jay again, all of which are spoilers, so Doc Wyatt cannot answer any of this, but he does say, "We hope you're wondering about this stuff and will want to keep watching to find out." We definitely are. A lot of these questions do catch my eye, like will Jay get glimpses of his old self, possibly through flashbacks or the Master Wu ghost again? Will Jay get his old hair back? That's also something that a lot of people are asking. Does Jay have feelings for Nia? Where did Jay go after he left the tournament? And how did Jay meet Lord Rass? Again, very good questions. Some of those were definitely explained by various Ninjago comics out there. The question should be asked, though, are those comics canon? Are they accurate? Do they tell an accurate storyline? Other questions that we have, will Jay get his memories back? Obvious question there. Why did Jay's lightning turn blue and yellow? That's another good question. Not sure if that one will ever be addressed by the show, though. Might have just been a Dragons Rising artistic choice to make Jay's lightning yellow instead of blue. They could totally do something storyline-wise with that if they really wanted to, but it's just one of those things that doesn't really need to be explained. It's not that different of a change. I like this question. Can Ericor repair Jay's goodness? Great question there. How poetic would that be if a djinn is able to bring Jay back from evil? Would be kind of cool to see that happen in the storyline. And finally, who is the administrator? Yeah, that's not getting addressed, at least not in the show. If anything, that will be addressed at some point outside of the show, but Doc Wyatt has already confirmed that the administrator storyline is just not going to be addressed, so do with that what you will. But still, a lot of very good Jay questions here, and a lot that definitely has potential to be explored in Dragons Rising Season 3, Season 4, and beyond. Unfortunately, again, Doc Wyatt just can't answer any of these because of spoilers, but definitely intriguing questions to at least think about and speculate about. But with that being said, everyone, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. That's pretty much all we have time for in today's video. We went through a few new Ninjago questions and answers brought to us by Ninjago series head writer Doc Wyatt over on Blue Sky. What exactly do you guys think of all of this? And I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Feel free to leave all of your thoughts down below. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you guys did, feel free to like and subscribe. Do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.